It looks more like a yard of shipping containers, but the Latrobe Valley's newest power station is by no means temporary. It's Novapower's solution to easing the strain on the grid when most needed.
Most of the hours of the day baseload is sufficient, and you have plants like ours that service the peak, and we can do that at lower cost than a number of the other technologies that are out in the marketplace.
The technology is 20% more efficient than other alternatives like coal. It will kick in most days throughout the summer, usually in the afternoons when more people are switching on their air conditioners.
We expect to be there 2 or 3 hours a day on average, but it will very much be dependent on the weather, the heat and the demand on the network.
The government has loaned half of the $11 million price tag. It's expecting the project to defer the need for costly upgrades to electricity poles and wires.
Obviously, you'd have to build very, very many of them for these to provide power for the whole of Victoria. But what they do is provide much smarter management of the system.
The plant is in its last stage of commissioning and it's due to come online in January. One thing that sets it apart is it can be started up in around 5 minutes. It's also a prime example of distributed generation, which sees energy produced where it's used, such as a city building producing its own power from solar panels while feeding any excess back into the grid.
What you will see is many more distributed power generation facilities like this cropping up right throughout Australia.
We estimate that about 20 to 25% of the total electricity needs in Australia can be met by distributed generation.
Tom Kelly, Win News.